welcome back. The Pan-American Partnership Against HIV and AIDS PANCAP will convene the second joint regional dialogue with parliamentarians, faith leaders, civil society leaders, national AIDS program managers, and youth leaders. It will take place in Port of Spain, Trinidad on the 10th of September 2019. The theme of the event is assessing progress towards ending AIDS. According to the director of PANCAP, Derek Springer, the dialogue will provide an update on the implementation of recommendations that emanated from the first regional dialogue held in April 2018. The PANCAP director emphasized that the dialogue will seek to ascertain from stakeholder groups what is needed to develop positive attitudes to diverse social identities, such as men who have sex with men, transgender persons, sex workers, persons who use drugs, migrants, and persons with disabilities. Prior to the commencement of the 2019 Caribbean Premier League, the government of St. Lucia expressed its full support to the St. Lucia Zouks to ensure their full participation in the tournament. Minister for Tourism Dominic Fede says he is especially excited about the economic impact that the CPL matches will have on the local economy.
The St. Lucia Zouks will make a comeback in the upcoming Caribbean Premier League after the recent ouster of the St. Lucia Stars from the 7th season of the tournament. The franchise was formerly known as the Zouks when the league launched back in 2013. The Stars came in place of the Zouks in 2016. Prior to the commencement of CPL, the St. Lucia Zouks and the government of St. Lucia held a press conference to address the media on the current structure of the team. Minister for Tourism Dominic Fede says the Zouks have the full support of the government, highlighting that over the past 3 years, the government has given over $2 million EC worth of sponsorship to the team.
I think we are very pleased with the new management now. The team is being run by CPL. We believe that our monies are going to be well spent this year, and I think it's a good setup that is going to bring a very ethical structure, so we're good.
There will be increases in visitor arrivals as teams, supporters, and media personnel travel to St. Lucia for the CPL tournament matches to be held at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds. Fede says the benefits will not only be felt by hotels, rather full engagement is expected for the tourism product.
As tourism minister, I am personally delighted as well because of the tremendous support that we receive to our hotels. All of the travel that accompanies the Zouk, all of the people that come from the various islands and support the team. I know that a few hotels are already smiling because they've signed contracts with the organizers. And it's a time where the tourism sector, especially smaller hotels, do benefit significantly from the organization of the Zouks. The economic spin-offs from the vendors and from taxi drivers, and it just goes down the value chain where there's going to be so much benefits to the local economy, and we're very happy to be playing host to the CPL once again.
The 2019 CPL season is scheduled to begin on September 4th, 2019. The Zouks will face off with the Guyana Amazon Warriors in their first match on September 5th, 2019. Fede says the government has full confidence in the capabilities of Coach James Foster and Captain Darren Sammy. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
The Caribbean Standards Network has collaborated with the St. Lucia Bureau of Standards to lead a series of consultations on the establishment of a national quality policy for St. Lucia. Consultations began on the 3rd of September at the Finance Administrative Center in Point Seraphin.
The St. Lucia Bureau of Standards, as the national standards body and Metrology Institute, is committed to promoting quality, standardization, and metrology for the enhancement of the economy of the nation. As a component of the Commonwealth Standards Network project entitled Technical Assistance to St. Lucia and Eligible ODA Caribbean Commonwealth Countries, SLBS has begun the formulation of a national quality policy for St. Lucia. The National Quality Policy is a basic government instrument that is recognized internationally for establishing and overseeing national quality infrastructure. Director of the St. Lucia Bureau of Standards, Verdi Manuel, spoke with the Hot 7 News on the importance of establishing a national quality policy.
A national quality policy is a very important decision-making tool for the government, and it's something that is required by the multilateral lending agencies. What the national quality policy seeks to do is to bring together the holistic nature of our national quality infrastructure to ensure that we can properly participate in the global trading environment.
Together with desk research, a series of bilateral interviews were undertaken and 2 initial meetings were held with public and private sector stakeholders.
Today, this is one of 2 consultations, one with the public sector on the national quality policy. The national quality policy is a key deliverable as part of the Commonwealth Standards Network project, which seeks to increase intra-Commonwealth trade. Today, we will be meeting with public sector personnel and having a facilitated discussion on the draft national quality policy and getting their feedback on the presentations.
These initial activities were used to identify the various strategic documents, legislation, and regulation that would be required to identify the key drivers for the development of a national quality policy in St. Lucia. Issues to be addressed with legislation were also identified. The information gathered has been used to develop the contents of a situational analysis and a draft NQP for St. Lucia. I am Jacko Wooding for Hot 7 News.
In August 2019, the Eastern Caribbean Collective Organization for Music Rights, ECHO, collaborated with Export St. Lucia as well as the Cultural Development Foundation to host the OECS Music Talk in St. Lucia. The program was aimed at providing young musicians with the opportunity to learn from seasoned music professionals. A local music producer is full of praise for the initiative.
The OECS Music Talk program was conceptualized by the OECS CBU, targeting emerging musical talents in the OECS. The program connects young musicians with well-established and experienced music professionals through a series of discussions. Each Music Talk program highlights the contributions and achievements of the region's leading musicians, who will serve as mentors to the young musicians. The program establishes a platform for mentorship and coaching of emerging musical talents to identify and build a cadre of young musicians for the work of the CBU in the music subsector. Producer Jason Darius of Jammin' Entertainment commends young artists, especially artists of the Dennery segment, for participation in this initiative.
And I know for a fact that Dennery segment artists, I know VHL, a couple of the guys were involved in this workshop, and it was very insightful for them, I would imagine. With guys like Dupes Alpha lending from their experience, Boo, for example, lending from their experience and actually imparting that knowledge on that audience. There's no value to be placed on knowledge, so definitely it would have impacted them in one way or the other.
On August 29, 2019, the St. Lucian leg of Music Talk was rolled out featuring 5 of the island's top music professionals in the persons of Ivan Ace Lochter, Sherwin Dupes Bryce, Claudia Edwards Lander, and Arthur Elijah Ale. St. Lucian music legend Ronald Buhingson delivered the feature address and spoke on the evolution and growth of the music industry in St. Lucia. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacko Wooding.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Tennyson Glasgow is up next with all the sporting action.